Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Tanyata Guide. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a player with an enemy. So this is basically a tool called as Construct 2. So this is for free. You can download Construct 2 from the Chrome browser. So now let's get started with our project. So click on the file option. So select new. So in that new, you select 16 is to 9 empty landscape ratio. So now after it is opening, you can see window size, right? So the standard size for this window is 860 comma 480. If you wanted to change it some other size, you can change that also, but this is basically the standard size. Now you can see this layout size also. Now put the layout size and the window size as same, 860 comma 480. So now it is automatically changed, right? So now if you wanted to view, go to the view, and here you can see the window size, and if you tap on the layout, so that this is how you got. So now you can click on the view option. So here there are different things which is enabled: the status bar, properties bar, project bar, layer bar, object bar. So these are the different things which I have enabled so that I can see my projects, I can see my layouts, and I can see my objects also. Now right click on your layout sheet, insert new object, select a tiled background, click on insert. Now once you click on that, select a background. So I was just selecting blue. Yep. So it is done. So you have selected it. Now adjust it within the frame. Yeah. So now this is adjusted, right? So if you lock it, on your right side, there is a layer bar. So click on that layer 0. So if you want to rename this layer 0, you can rename it also. Like you can rename it to background if you want. Okay, so now I have changed it to background. So now I have locked it. So if once it is locked, even if you drag it also, it will not come outside. Okay, so let's see how our background looks. So for that, you can click on run layout. Now see here, this is run layout. This is how it is looking. Just a second. I think I'm not sharing that particular window. I'll share it. Yeah. Now see here. This is how it is looking like. So there is some background white color space. So let's change it also. So let's drag it nicely. Let's adjust it clearly so that the white color space will not appear. Yep. So now let's run it again. Yeah. So now still a bit few it is showing. So let's adjust it again. Yep. Now let's run it. Yes. Now this is perfect blue color, my background. Okay. Now let's get back to the sheet again. Now inside of that layout sheet, click on insert new object, select a sprite. So now there are different kind of tools: eraser, pencil with a different kind of size, and brush. So I'm taking a brush. So blue with green colored combination I was just selecting. So select this. Okay. So now you're getting a background, but we want a player or something, right? So I'm selecting this. Now crop it. So why do we need to crop it? Because if you don't crop it, the size will be automatically big, and the empty area also, the in player, if it touches, he'll get score. So that is the reason. So now, how am I cloning? There are two different ways. Right click on this, clone of the object. So directly you will get the clone. Okay. Right click, clone of the objects, you will get it. But there is one more trick I'll tell you. Click on your control symbol and drag it so that you'll be getting different kinds of clone. This is very easy. Okay, it's your decision which one you want. You can just select that only. Yep. So this is how we got selected. Okay. Now see here. These are all the extra one which we cloned differently. So let's delete that. I'm just deleting it. Okay. So if you delete it and if you click Ctrl Z again, that all will be coming. Okay. Now see here. So if you want, you can clone all this. Now I wanted to rename my sprite 3. So now for that, you can go to the objects bar, click on rename option. I'm renaming it to coin, or you can change it to enemy also. Okay. Now insert new object. Now I'll be selecting sprite. Click on insert. So now I'm selecting this rectangle box and I'm choosing the green again. Yep. So crop it. So now this will be your player. So now rename it to player. Okay. So now even if you rename here also, the name properties also it is not changing. If you wanted to change it, you can change it there. Okay. So now everything is finished. Now let's click on the run layout. So how it is looking. See, this is something we have created a player and enemy, right? So now it is not moving. So for that, if you wanted to make it move, you need to give some behaviors. So for the player, I'm giving bound to layout so that it will be within the screen. Okay, it will not move beyond the screen. And also I'm giving 8 directions. Okay, so why I direction? I'll just show you. See, if I click 8 directions, it is going in all the directions using your keys up arrow, low arrow, down arrow. See, it is moving in all the directions, right? So that is the reason I was just giving 8 directions. So if you wanted to increase its speed also, you can increase. See here, you can see maximum speed, right? So you can put 400, and now if you run it, see the speed of that is going a bit fast, right? Can you see it? How fastly it is moving? And also, whenever it is touching the wall, it is not going beyond the screen. That is the reason why I gave bound to layout. So now we created a player and we have given the behaviors for it. Now let's give the behavior for this coin. Okay, so now click on the behavior. Now let's make it to move to and fro. So give the sign behavior so that it will be moving to and fro. Now run the layout again. See, it is moving to and fro, right? So now the concept here is whenever the player is touching the coin should get destroyed and the player should get a score. So that we are going to do it. For that, I'm selecting new object. So you can see the text, right? So click on the text. So now this text, I'm renaming it in the objects bar as score. Okay. So now, even if you change it there also, it is not changing. So let's come to the properties bar and let's change it to score. So if you wanted to change its font size, font color, everything, you can change it. So in the properties bar, you can see text that is score, and also you can see the font. So you can see different kind of font sizes and everything. Say I'm just selecting this copper with 22 size. Yeah. So now zoom it a bit down so that you can see it very clearly. See the score is appeared, right? The same way I wanted to create one more thing that is text. That text is timer. So we need a player and a timer, right? The player is already there. So now we are going to create the timer. So for that, rename it and change it as timer. Now see here, where do we need to change? In the properties bar, right? So click on the timer. Now if you wanted to change its size again, click on the font. So I'm selecting again the copper. If you want any other, you can change it. Putting the size 22. Yep, it's done. So now if you wanted to change its color, so now I had to black color, right? So I'll be changing some other color to red color. See, you can see the timer's color is changed, right? Fine. So now let's run it again, whether these two things are available or here or not. See, you can see that the score and timer on the screen. Yes, it's done. So now it's time to add our events. So now click on this add event. So now the first step is player. So your player on collision with another object. So now you have to choose that object is your coin. So now done. So the player on collision with the coin, it should get destroyed. Which one is getting destroyed? The coin is getting destroyed, right? So click on the coin and select the option called destroy. So now here in the down you can see add action. I think you can see it very clearly. See in the down add action, right? So in this add action, click on that add action, click on system. So now click on add to. So now you did not get anything. So now let's create one global variable so that we can add some score and timer. For that, what we need to do is right click on your event sheet and select global variable called as timer. So initially the score will be a 0, right? So see here, global number score is equals to 0. Now select one more global variable that is nothing but timer. So I'm giving some seconds for my timer, that is 18 seconds. So if you wanted to write anything description, that is your optional value. Now see here, add action, click on system, click on next, add to. So now you can see the score, right? So the score will be increasing to 1. So whenever the player is touching the coin, its score is getting destroyed. Sorry. So the player on touching the coin, it is getting destroyed and the score is getting 1. So if you wanted to edit anything, right click on this, click on the edit. If you wanted to change its score to 1 to 2, you can change it also. Okay. So now see here, I'm just clicking on this run layout. See, the score is not visible because we need to give some commands for that where the score has to be visible. Now let's work on that. It is getting destroyed, but the score is not visible, right? So now click on this system, every tick. Here you can see every tick, right? System, every tick. Now see here, you can see score timer. So now here select score and here set text. So in this set text, let me just zoom it for you. Yeah, you can see only double quotes, right? See, add action, select the score, select set text. So instead of that set text, you write score, colon. So after this double quotes, put ampersand. That is nothing but your and. So now select your score. So now click on done. Now in the below, you can see add action, right? Click on the timer again. Click on set text. Now you write timer, colon, ampersand, timer. You can see the timer over here, right? Now click on the done. Now this part is completed. So player on collision with the coin is getting destroyed and the score will be one, added 2. Now every take, the score is appeared like this. Now in the down, you can see this system every X seconds. So click on every X seconds. So here you can put 1 second, 2 seconds, whatever the seconds which you want, you can select that. So now click on this. Which one has to increase? The score has to increase or decrease, right? Now click on system. Here you can see subtract from, right? So if you double tap on it, you will be getting score. So subtract from the, if you want the score will be decreasing. But what we want the timer to be decreased, right? So for that, edit it into, change it to the timer. So here you can see two options, score or timer. If you want your score to be decreased, you can decrease the score. But we never make a game like score is decreasing, right? Only few games will be there, but it's rare. So the timer has to be decreased. So now let's reduce it to 1. Now let's run it. See. So now the timers are not appearing. So what is the thing which we need to do is just we need to edit it. Come back over here. See system every tick score colon. Now it is not able to appear. So the only thing which we need to do is just adjust its size or something, make changes in the text. Sometimes this is a problem with construct. So even the font which you gave also, everything will be all right, but sometimes it is not visible. So don't get disappointed when these things happen. Keep on doing. So now let's change the font. Yeah. So now let's run it again. Yep. Still it is not visible. So what is the thing which I'm doing here is I was just changing the size of this. Previously I took it the size 22, right? So now in order to adjust to that, I was just changing its size so that at least I can see it. Whenever you face these kind of problem, only change its size. If it is increasing, if it is not visible, decrease it. If it is smaller, you just increase it. Like this, you make some kind of changes, then it will be appeared for you. So now I was changing the color also, and I was changing the font from 16 to some 18. So now this also I'm changing font from 16 as is 4 changing to 14. So see here you can see, right? So now let's start playing. Yes, the score. Okay. So but the score is not staying for more than minute of time. So let's adjust that also. Yeah, now let's run it. Yeah, now see here. So when it is getting 4, it is not able to visible, but the timer is just decreasing. So let's decrease the timer, the events. Yeah. So click on this timer, just edit it, put its initial value as just 7 seconds. Now let's play the game. When the score is equals to 0, subtract 1 from the timer. Yeah. Yep. So that is how it is happening. The score is getting to minus also. Okay. So you need to add one more command. Add even system compare. So here you can see compare variable. Okay, so whenever you see that it is moving some two equal values or anything, then it should go to some next layout. So here you can see compare two values. Click on that and select the first value is 0. Okay, so next it should be equal to the second value or not equals to second value, or else less than the second value, so that it should go to the next sheet or something like that. You can add it, or else. So now click on here, click on the system. Here you can see global variable, compare variable, right? So now when the score is equals to some 7, click on done. So that now you can see this objects and everything, no? So in the layout, if you wanted to add few more layouts and even sheets, you can add and you can make it to go to the next layout, or else you can make the game to restart again. Reset global variables, I'm just putting like this. Now let's run it. So there are different kinds of variables and values. See, here I'm just increasing it. Still it is not working. So let's make few changes in the game. So now see here, there are these problems occur with the constructor basically. Okay, so now let's make some kind of changes. It is not getting resetted. So instead of this score, I'm changing it to timer. So when the timer is equals to 0, okay, it's better. So when the timer is equals to 0, instead of this reset variables also, I'm just deleting this action. So it should go to next layout, or else it should go to next layout. So first let's create a next layout, then we'll do this action. Let's delete for now. So now when the timer is equals to 0, right click on your layout, click on add layout, click on add event. So now you can see a different layout, right? So now you click here, rename it as game over. Okay, so this is your game over layout. Now here also you need to change its size like 860 comma 480. So now see here the window size is also changed, right? Now let's write some text over here. So let's write some text as game over. So right here, game over. So now rename it. Here also you change in the properties bar as game over. Okay. So now this is a game over. So I want this whole sheet to be the game over only. That is the reason I was just using the maximum size of this game over. If you wanted to add any background for this, you can add a background actually. But I'm not adding any background. If you add a background, it looks good actually. Now see here, this is your game over. Okay, now see here, this is your event sheet, this is your new game over, and you open your new event sheet if you wanted to add any event sheet. So now this is your layout one, this is your layout one event sheet, this is your game over sheet. Now here when the timer is equals to 0, click on the system and select go to layout. So here you select game over layout. Now let's run the game once again. Yeah, see. See, when the timer is 0, then it is moving to the game over sheet. So the common mistakes, it's not mistake, it's by default there is a problem with the construct regarding the text adding and anything. So don't get low, don't feel disappointed if it happens for everyone. Okay, so now whenever the things like the score is not visible, you check with this command the score colon ampersand whether you put it nicely, I mean correctly or not. You just cross check with that. If still the commands are correct and if the game doesn't work, okay, don't lose your hope. Keep on changing its size, like font size, color, something like that. You change it and then it will be reappearing again and again. Okay, so now if you want the same game like when the score is equals to 7 or something like that also, you can put it. Now I'm changing it. Now if the score is equals to some 12, then it should go to the game mode. Now let's run the game again. See here, the score is increasing, right? See, the score is 12. When the score is meeting its standards, then it's choosing game over shit. So this is a very basic game regarding construct. The thing which you have to remember commonly is you keep on editing these objects names, otherwise you will be getting which name you have to add it. Okay, so this is a player game where the player is getting destroyed, the score is increasing, and the timer is decreasing. I don't know whether you observed it or not. See, initially the timer is some 8 seconds. Now the timer is decreasing, right? And when the score is meeting its standard, then it is moving to the game over sheet. If you want instead of the score, you can put timer also. You can right click on it and you can edit the option and you can change the values. Got it, everybody? So if you like this game, so please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for further updates. Thank you.